What is up, everybody? Daniel here, and welcome back to Whole True Apologetics, where we seek answers to tough questions. I know it's been a few weeks because of Christmas and New Year's, but we're back at it today, and I'm excited because we're back at it, starting a new series that I feel is really important to start the year off, all right? And this series is dealing with how do we know what's true and how do we live based upon that, all right? How do we know what's true and how we live based upon that? And why is this important is because what I see today, and this is not just new today, but it is you can see it, is that there's millions and millions of voices and opinions on everything, all right? For example, on who God is, on sex, sexuality, on purpose, on who Jesus is. So you got lots and lots of voices, lots and lots of opinions, always coming to you every day through your phone, through your friends, through news, whatever the case is. But you have all these things coming towards you. And when we have all these voices, it seems to be chaotic, all right? And to find what's true in the midst of chaotic is hard. So it's hard if we don't have a foundation. And so that's what we're looking at today. We're going to be looking at these next couple of weeks, the importance of understanding what a worldview is and having a right worldview. Now, if you've never heard the word worldview, that's fine. That's what we're going to just quickly define today and challenge us today. Worldview is simply the way we view the world, all right? The way we view the world and deal with and answer big life questions, which everybody does. Every single person on this planet has a worldview, all right? Every single person has to deal with what do they view of God. And some people will be like, well, they don't believe in God. People believe there's millions of gods. Some will believe that God is one. So you got all these different things. So what is your view of God? It is a foundation to your worldview because you live your life based upon what you believe. And if you don't think that's true, well, it's just you're not based in reality, all right? Because our beliefs will always determine our behavior. And if we have wrong beliefs, well, then wrong behavior follows after. If you don't believe that, just look at anything throughout history. Anything throughout history. Would you say Hitler's beliefs determined or directed his behavior? Directly directed his behavior. And so that's why it's important for us to stop right now at the beginning of the year and challenge and ask ourselves, what is my worldview? And is my worldview based in truth? Is my worldview based in reality or not? Because if we have a wrong foundation, and we've talked about this before, but if we have a wrong foundation, a wrong worldview, we're going to be building our life upon a faulty foundation in which our life will crumble when hard times come. And I'll just give you a couple examples of worldviews, all right? And you could have formal worldviews such as Islam or Christianity. You could have ones that aren't as formal in that way, such as materialism. Materialism would be the idea that everything that exists is only material things. There's no spiritual things. There's only material things. And you got the opposite side, which is more of spiritualism, which everything is spiritual. The material is not really there. Everything is just spiritual. So you have these different worldviews. And if someone holds to that worldview, it directly determines how they live. If someone's a materialist, everything is material, that directly affects how they live. As in, everything is about collecting and getting everything they can now. So that determines their purpose, that determines how they interact with people, that determines their view of God, that determines, you see what I mean? So worldview is not a small thing. It's how we live every day of our lives. And then we deal with these main questions, which I'll repeat these questions throughout this series, but these questions that determine everybody's worldview. Everybody has to deal with these questions. Every single person, if you say you are religious or not, every single person deals with these questions. The questions are, where do I come from? Or where do we come from as humanity? Why is the world so messed up? Is there a solution to this messed up world? And what is my purpose? These are all questions that are going to be determining your worldview. So, as we begin, that's where I want to start us off. Is first note that you have a worldview, and then challenge and ask yourself, what is your worldview? What do you believe about God? What do you believe about heaven, hell, purpose, life? what do you believe about those things and why do you believe it? All right, because that's going to be setting the foundation, understanding what is your worldview. And then we're going to be looking, is what I believe, and that's where we'll start next week, is what I believe based in reality, based in truth. And we'll be looking at the question of what is truth next week. But that's where we got to start. We got to first see what we believe. And then look next week, is what I believe true, is what I believe real. Because we want to have a right foundation so we can base our lives on what is true and live the successful, purposeful life that we are created to live. Well, I hope you guys have a good week as we're going to be digging into this. I'm glad to be back, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.